Don't know.
I'd be much lonelier.
Sad most of the
I
time.
have no idea.
I'd probably be in bed. I'd be sicker.
I would feel much more stressed.
I thought I would be living with maybe one of my daughters or maybe in an apartment by myself.
I would probably be using, and that's not where I need to be.
The important thing is I'm here now.
Yeah, we could say we wouldn't actually really even be here today or exist if it wasn't for St. Paul's Cathedral. It was because of the wonderful people there that they actually had the wherewithal to think about the need for affordable housing.
The Cathedral Church of St. Paul was located downtown at St. Paul and Church Streets. And sadly, there was a fire and it burned. And the good news that came out of that was it offered a new opportunity to relook at the church and relook at the location because the city was looking at doing some different things downtown. So a trade was made for the land where the cathedral was to the land that's now here at the corner of Battery and Cherry. And it was almost in the process of when that cathedral was being built that some people here began thinking about, oh, we've got a lot of land here. You only need so much parking. Burlington wasn't quite where it was now, but what people did know was one of the main needs in Burlington was affordable housing for seniors. 3 Cathedral Square got built, and the best news is that it wasn't just a one-time project. At Cathedral Square, of course, now is in so many places, and of course the need is still enormous.
So Cathedral Square is so much more than just affordable senior housing. But we also work with special needs populations. We actually have partnerships with Howard Mental Health. We also have a partnership with Lund. We also have a partnership with the VNA at our South Burlington housing. They provide all the support services for the residents who live there.
Here we are at South Burlington Community Housing. 10 units. Built just for people with severe mobility issues. Everyone has their own apartment, their own kitchen, but they pool their resources so they can have caregivers in the building 24 hours a day. You have 10 people here who just happen to need assistance getting out of bed, getting some basic skills done, but they can go and live their lives, have an independent apartment, have meals in their apartment, have their own life here. The VNA provides care here 24 hours a day. The residents all pool their resources so they can page for help whenever they need it. We have a gentleman who lives here. He's got his van. He can power with a joystick. He goes into town. He can go out, go to a concert, come back home, wheel in. The doors are automatic with a remote. The elevator is automatic with a kick plate, and you can get into your apartment. Simply page for staff. They help you into bed.
I think what works here is the VNA being here 24/7 for people with physical disability. It just makes things a lot easier. And it's the only building of its sort that we know of, certainly in Vermont, maybe countrywide. And so I think the people who put this place together understood what the specific needs for people with physical disabilities are in order to keep their lives as independent as possible.
So here we're at Monroe Place. Here we partner with Howard Services, and we provide 16 apartments of good, safe, affordable housing for people who really need it. And you can see from talking to a resident and seeing what this place means to people.
I'm David Turner, and lived in this apartment for going on 21 years, and I'm so grateful to Cathedral Square for inviting me in here in the first place. Having this apartment has been the best thing, and all the help that comes with it. I started out my adulthood with mental illness, not knowing what it was or what was going on or what to do about it. And after making it worse for a while, I stopped using substances and accepted my illness instead of denying it. And I'm a functioning, useful member of society today. Without help, I wouldn't have made it. I was doing nothing to help myself when I was homeless and using and off medication and very delusional. My mental health is good. I don't have too much worry or anxiety or fear anymore, and I work at living well every day. Every now and then I tell my story, And I love to be optimistic and give people hope. That's what I do everywhere I go. Be optimistic and give people hope.
So when we develop new properties, we're very deliberate about where we choose to build and the design of the building and the location. And we're very actively look at smart growth sites because access to transportation and location near goods and services is super important for people to stay connected. And we look at community spaces and artwork and highly accessible and energy efficiency. We want these buildings and communities to feel like home. So they're not units, they're not just apartments, they're home. And we want to create places where people feel belonging, because that's a very profound aspect of wellness. And if we can get at wellness, we can promote positive aging. So that's what we're all about. And that's why we have a long wait list, and that's why our residents love to live in our communities for as long as possible.
One of the things that I'm probably most proud of is the fact that in our first property, our flagship property, we still have an original resident who lives with us. Doris Allard has been with us for 38 years, and I think that's a statement in and of itself.
It'll be 39 years in February. I'm 93. I feel I'm not that old. And for me, Cathedral Square is the best thing for anybody. The staff is wonderful. The SASH nurse now, it's a blessing.
So SASH, which stands for Support and Services at Home, provides a system throughout the state to help older Vermonters and Vermonters with disabilities to stay at home in a healthy way. We utilize the Affordable Housing Network. Because SASH utilizes this network, we're able to provide these services in pretty much every corner of the state of Vermont. So we truly have created this system of what I like to call community health and wellness centers embedded in affordable housing throughout the state. We work really closely with the partners in the local regions that have been providing supports and services for years and years. So it's absolutely a team sport, and we couldn't do it without all of us coming together.
I really don't know where I'd be without it. I wasn't counting on having a disorder, a disease that kept me immobile and sometimes pretty much needing to stay in my apartment. And I just know that there's somebody I can call if I need some help, some support. They're just really super people that come to your apartment, check on you if you have a health issue. And anyway, yeah.
When I first came, I was using 2 canes and I couldn't get around. As a matter of fact, I couldn't even walk to the laundry on my own. And then each thing I had to do, because you're encouraged to be active here, I found more and more, and everybody made you feel like you can do it. And so the more I got moving, and it's hard to believe, I keep my canes in the corner to remind me. But I said it was just wonderful to start gradually getting around and doing things on my own.
Before I moved down here, I said, I don't think I'll ever make it.
She came here on March 18th, and her blood pressure at the time was like 295 over, 180. I mean, it was dangerously high, and she thought her heart was pounding out of her chest. And I'd say by the beginning of April, so we're talking only literally a few weeks, that she said to me, it was like a switch was shut off. She said, I don't feel that anymore. I told her she's in the vicinity of like a 20-year-old. It's somewhere it's like 120, 123. Over 60 sometimes, yeah. So it was the environment, it was the new medical, it was my mother's mindset, and that all happened because of being so happy. Totally, this is Cathedral Square.
I didn't know anything about here, and I came for an interview, and I took the apartment, of course, and it was the best thing that happened to me. Really the best thing, because
This is better than
Mom's apple pie.
Before I moved here, I would always call up SASH coordinators and say, I have some people that I want to show their house to them. I'd come with like 6 or 8 people and we'd go through the whole building. I wanted to be here all the time.
It was wonderful to get here because I thought I just wouldn't be around if I didn't get up somewhere where there was activity. I did not know there'd be as much as there is here. And it has just been perfect.
I feel like that I'm in a dream, that I'm gonna wake up. I couldn't be any happier. I couldn't be.
This is a good place, bar none. You can't beat it.
I love everything about it. The staff are incredible. The people are incredible. The facilities are to die for. I mean, they thought of everything with this building. Cathedral Square is brilliant.
I think Cathedral Square Corporation is truly the most impressive nonprofit I have ever experienced anywhere. The intelligence, the wisdom, the vision, the creativity, the persistence to get a project done. So it's really an honor for all of us who are part of the Cathedral Church of St. Paul to still be connected in some small ways and to just sort of celebrate. It's sort of like, you know, you have a child and you sort of put that child in place and then the child grows and does incredible things in the world and you're like, well, I really can't take credit for that, but hooray that that's happened and that it's still happening.